Hi, it's good to be back with you here in the in between. The in between is the name for the space between what was and what is yet to be. And this video series that you and I are sharing together is the map through that terrain. And I've been thinking a lot about the in between because it is a real time live journey. And I'm going through it too. I had my own experiences of the inner landscape this last day or two that sidelined me a bit so that I could really be present for what is still being released through me. I have said in other videos, I'm inside a very massive and total and cellular transformation of myself. And I'm always humbled by those moments when the experience of such transformation is still needing to purge and release the old so that there's more room for what is seeking to emerge. And so here we are in the inner landscape. This is the emotional terrain of the in between. Some of the core universal feelings and emotions that we encounter, whether change has been imposed upon us or whether we are initiating it, we find ourselves going through some very similar, profound feelings and experiences that really deserve our attention and deserve an opportunity to be reconsidered, reimagined, and ultimately redefined. And that's what today is all about as we step into the inner terrain that is confusion. I know a lot about confusion. I wrote a book about it. You can find it at my website, CamilleConte.com. First, I want to say is that when you're going through change, when you're in uncertainty, when you're no longer who you are, but not yet sure who it is you're becoming, disorientation is a totally natural, normal, and to a great degree, necessary experience. Now, in the old design model, because there is so much value placed on knowing, confusion is dismissed. I mean, in the old design model, if you're confused, why? What's wrong? Why don't you know? And you better get through that confusion quickly so that you do know. However, in the new design model, we have a completely different definition of confusion because we understand its placement in change. And we bring great reverence to the information and the gifts that confusion brings to us if we slow down, pause, and stop to really befriend it and understand what it might be telling us. Sometimes we're confused because we have too much information. I've been there many times. And that often happens because in the old design model, the authority that knew is outside of ourselves. Now, of course, we're moving from outer leadership and outer knowing to self leadership and inner knowing. But in the old design model, we find ourselves asking other people, what do you think? What do you think of this? What do you think I should do? What do you think of this decision? What do you think of fill in the blank? And because everyone mostly means well, gives us the only thing they can give us, which is the response based on their own experience and through their own filter, we are going to get as many different answers as the people we questioned. So sometimes confusion is giving us the feedback, stop, time out. You're telling too many people about this. You're going outside of yourself and you're diluting your relationship to your own inner knowing. And if that's going on for you, or in me sharing that, you're realizing, wow, that is what's going on for me. Pause, be gentle with yourself. This is all about awakening to a new understanding of things. We want to be very compassionate for the version of ourselves that was taught that and may still be in it. Because one thing is for sure, the in between is always a transition from something through something on our way to something else. Sometimes we have confusion because we don't have enough information. Sometimes we're confused because we haven't paused long enough, because we are so pressured to get to clarity. We're so pressured to know that we rush through confusion, but we really don't have enough information. I learned as a result of the journey I went through when people were asking me, well, what are you going to do? Well, what about this and what about that? I learned to say, you know what? I don't have all the information I need yet to make that decision, but when I do, I'll let you know. Thanks for caring, right? Different phrases that I needed to incorporate into my exchanges with people who I brought in and now maybe don't want so close to my process because I'm so deep within myself. I had to come up with phrases that were truthful, authentic, compassionate, and yet respectful for both my own experience as well as the other person's interest in what is going on for me. So, again, think about why you may be confused right now. Is it simply the normal and natural state of disorientation that we go through when something is no longer and something is yet to be? I mean, if you could look inside the chrysalis, you would see confusion. The caterpillar has died to itself, and the butterfly is not yet to be. That's confusion. That's cellular confusion. And yet, what have we learned always? That back behind the appearance, there's something else going on. That back behind the appearance of confusion, or nestled within the appearance of confusion, is literally the cellular reorganization of what is about to be. So, if you're going through confusion right now, if you feel confused and it hurts and it's painful and it's exhausting and you're tired of people asking you, consider which might be true. Do you feel confused because you have too much information? You've shared too much with too many people in the hopes of getting clarity from the outer world? Is it because you don't have enough information? You're not allowing yourself, your heart, to pause. The mind will always try to rush through confusion. Going into your confusion, knowing these truths will help you calm your mind, settle your mind. I know you don't like feeling confused. I know you prefer clarity. So do I, but we just don't know yet. So we're going to keep ourselves still. We're going to pause. We're going to stop until the clearing shows us what's next. This is how I speak to the one within me that is challenged by these experiences. In the old design model, I dismissed that, Camille. As I've said earlier, she was getting in the way. It was always, come on, we got to push through, we got to go, we got to produce, we got to. I'm not there anymore. And thank goodness I'm not. This is a much healthier way to be with confusion. So ask yourself, is it because I have too much information or not enough information? Is it because I'm simply in the phase of disorientation and therefore, of course, I'm confused? Yeah. I mean, how about getting out in the world and saying that? People say, how are you doing? I'm confused, and rightly so. Let me tell you what happened. And they're either going to lean in because they really care, or they're going to lean back, and that's going to be your sign that perhaps they might not be the person to get more deep with. Most important, befriend your confusion. Welcome it in. Sit with it. Let it know it's okay. It's okay. We're happy that you're confused. We know there's a reason for it. We're not going anywhere. We're here to be with you. We're here to stay with our confusion until there's clearing, until there's a sense of knowing, until we have that breakthrough. So always feel free to share with me in the comments what it is that you might be going through that you can relate to, or how maybe this information is affecting you in a fresh new way when it comes to the inner landscape and the things that you are going through. And without a doubt, remember that you're going through it. The in-between journey is the journey through the map of change. And it is not linear, as you know. We circle in and out of all these many components of change. Last night, I was probably needing to settle my nervous system. I got a lot going on right now, but something happened again last night, and I was just like, oh, we're done. It was 6 o'clock. And I thought, no, you got to keep going, And as soon as I heard myself say that, I'm like, oh, no, we don't really have to do anything except take care of ourselves tonight. And that's exactly what I did. And yeah, there was more emotional purging behind that. And that's the kind of relationship you're building with yourself. Because I respected how I was feeling, because I didn't push myself because my mind told me I should, because I brought a new way to what my body was trying to tell me, which is that I need to rest, I need to stop. I was able to create enough space for yet another emotional release that is necessary for me to continue to purge all that I no longer want to be so that I can make the space for who it is I'm becoming. It is a real-time experience, and I'm so delighted to be sharing it with you. We have two more very profound emotional areas to travel through together, and we'll be doing that in the next couple of days. And then we'll move on to the category I like to call the helpers. And if there's any way that I can help you, you can contact me through my website at CamilleConte.com. I do have a mentoring service right now, a mentoring experience, so that you and I can journey together through your experience of change. Whatever it is that I can do to be of service, let me know. And thanks so much for being here today.